Welcome to I Am Creation podcast. This woman and her husband inspires me so much. Give us all the secrets. I want to relearn love.
My name is Eri Kardos. I'm the founder and lead coach of Relearn Love. Most people don't even understand what love is. Every relationship is going to go through those three phases of
What will be your tips?
okay, there will be conflict. There will be conflict in every relationship.
How we can do it?
Everything is possible. Like really, I can create whatever I want. I've taken the time to learn how to communicate those emotions. This is important. It's one of the best things you will ever do for yourself. Boundaries, wow. Most people don't know what to do with boundaries.
I could feel so much relaxation in my body.
Here's how you're going to solve problems when conflicts arise with your partner.
Be present and create this safe space. If our listeners will just start to use these tools, these tips that you shared, they will.
Things I shared today may sound like it's about romantic love only, and it's not.
And let's do orgasmic sound. And today we will take you on a journey to explore love, to relearn love, to explore connection and communication. And before we start in this podcast, I would really like to share one tool, and I would really like to invite you to breathe with us. So we will do orgasmic breathing, and this tool introduced by this beautiful woman, but I want to share it now. So take a breath in, and let's do orgasmic sound. And I feel blessed today to have this woman in our beautiful studio. And this woman and her husband inspires me so much. The relationship they have, the way how they interact with each other, the way how they teach and share their wisdom, the way how they communicate with their children. It's like, for me, it's a miracle, really. For me to see, I don't know so many happy couples in my life, but your couple is my inspiration, like really, and that's why I invited you to share how. Give us all the secrets. I want to relearn love in the way so I can really build the same conscious connection with my partner. So can you please introduce yourself and what is your gift and what are you doing in the world?
Wow, what an introduction already. So, my name is Eri Kardos. I'm the founder and lead coach of Relearn Love. I'm also a best-selling author of the book Relationship Agreements and an international speaker. I've been passionate about relationships for a very long time. So that's my jam. That's what I like to geek out on. And I'm here today just to share whatever I can with you, everyone who's tuning in. I think this is such an important topic and one that isn't talked about enough. And yet, we all think about it and we all feel into it and it keeps us up at night and it can really impact how we focus at work or don't focus at work. It can impact how we show up with our kids or our parents or our communities. It has such a huge ripple effect, and so many people struggle with this topic and feel this sense of loneliness, whether they're single or they're in a relationship. It's like this is here, but we don't explore what it really means and what's possible for us when it comes to relearning love.
I can tell you I was struggling with my relationship for most part of my life, and I'm so happy to meet you and to get this knowledge, this wisdom from you, because in reality, like, we didn't learn it at school, and I think it should be the first topic we need to learn at school about the relationship and about the love and how we can build this healthy communication and relationship with our partner. So I'm so happy that you are here, and I prepared some beautiful questions. Let's start with the questions and let's see how the flow, where the flow will take us. So can you define what is the dream partnership means in the context of romantic relationships? And what are some key elements or qualities creating this?
Creating your dream partnership. So
yeah.
What is the dream partnership? What is this thing that people are seeking?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Wouldn't it be amazing if it was so easy? It's like, here you go. This is all you need. I would say, I think most people are sold an idea or taught an idea. Maybe it was modeled by their parents. Maybe it was taught to them by their religious communities of this is what you should be looking for. This is what you should create. And I'm going to say that there's so much more freedom that's available to you. There's so much more creation available to you. And I invite you to just consider that you have a blank canvas and looking for what is it that is really important to you. What are your values? What's meaningful in your life? And what is it that you want to call in for you? I think just having that permission that you don't have to be trying to go after the thing you were told you're supposed to have, but instead calling in what's really going to touch your heart and be important for your own path is the most important thing. So when people ask me, like, what do I look for in a partner? I'm like, well, I think that most people don't even understand what love is. So they're like, I'm looking for this feeling that, or like the scene from the Bollywood movie or the Disney films, right? Like, that's what I'm going for. And I just say, like, that's an idea. And maybe it's present for some people, but not for most. And it's definitely not something you peak to and then stay at forever. It's really understanding that every relationship is going to go through those three phases of harmony, disharmony, and repair. And so how can you find somebody that you want to go on this journey with? And either it's you're going to go through the journey with lots of people around you, with your kids, your parents. It's like, who do I want to embark on this journey with and be in this journey with over an entire lifetime? And tuning into that. And for me, what I've found is one of the most meaningful things that I can share with someone is the journey and the growth and the discovery and the curiosity. So when I think about the healthy, happy, long-term couples that I know who inspire me, they're very aware. They're not choosing to just sit back and let their relationship happen to them. They're proactive. They're like, oh, how are we doing right now? How am I doing? How are you doing? And how are we doing? Right? What are we creating? And if things are sticky or they don't feel great, let's not pretend they're not happening, right? It's like, instead, it's like, let's bring them into the light and talk about it and say, hey, this is challenging for me. We attract these people. We attract people who are meant to be our medicine. We all have messes, and the messes can be turned into medicine. And I believe that we attract people who are the medicine for us.
And it's so important to realize that another person come to be our medicine and to heal us, but not to bring the pain. And like what we are doing, most of people are doing in the relationship, when the person start to bring this pain, we are judging, we are thinking, this is you did this.
This is your problem.
This is your problem. How we can build this conscious relationship and how we can start to build this game. And what rules should be in this game.
Yeah.
How we can change the rules that brought from the society, from the movies, from the parents. How we can really start to choose our own game, create our own game. What will be your tips?
I love how you just said that. It's like, first of all, the awareness that it is just a game is huge. It's just a game. Shh, it's just a game. And we're all taught rules by someone else. Our parents taught us the rules. Our schools kind of didn't teach us the rules. Like the absence of rules is still rules, right? It's a guideline. The absence of two parents is still a model, right? So it's like whatever you learned was there. And instead of saying, believing that that's the game we're supposed to play, it's just accepting that first of all, like, oh, it's a game. I don't like this game very much. I don't like the rules. I don't like the outcome. Like, I'm not winning. I want to win. And the person we want to call in wants to win too. So instead of it being a win-lose game, which most of the time, there will be conflict. There will be conflict in every relationship. And I think when the conflict arises, most people are going in with this idea of like, somebody's got to win, and I'm going to be the winner, right? And then we're defensive, and we have our trauma responses, and we freak out, and we have our tantrums, our big adult tantrums. And instead it's like, all right, well, how can I change the rules of the game so that we both win? How do we both win? How do we tune into what's meaningful for me, what's meaningful for you, and then create a game that really works for both of us so that we can be excited and involved and nourished and turned on by each other. It's just amazing.
Yeah, so how we can do it?
Yeah. So first, how do we do it?
I like this turn on, excited, curious. I love this energy. So I want to bring this energy to our listeners.
Yeah.
So how they can be inspired by you to change their game, really to start to be a creator and create their own game.
Yes. Okay, so the first step we already talked about is awareness. Awareness that you are already in the game. Change the game. Second is curiosity. Like, how are we going to get curious about changing the game? What's not working? If I'm like, oh my gosh, everything is possible. Like, really, I can create whatever I want. It's like, now get curious. Okay, where are the friction points? Where are the things that don't feel easy and flowy? And this goes for whether you're in a relationship or not. It's like if you're dating and it's not fun and you're not inspired and you're not finding these connections, what's going on? Get really curious about what are my patterns that are holding me back. We all have patterns. As my husband Jamin loves to say, at any point in time, we're in pattern or we're in practice. So you get to choose, do I want to keep going in this pattern that's giving me the same results? Or do I want to switch to a new practice? Right? And when we're in that new practice, this is where we get to create. You're like, that.
Co-create.
Co-create. Co-create. All right? And this is so powerful to know that you can do that. So we're getting curious. We have the awareness. We're getting curious. And now we're talking about it. And most people don't know how to talk. Like, we think that what we are saying is, like, if we just say the thing, then it's going to get through to the other person. 80% of communication is nonverbal. 80%. And with the tools we do have, most people didn't learn how to communicate, right? We didn't learn it in school. We didn't learn how to tune into ourselves first and really see what's going on for me. And how do I feel? Feelings. It's a big deal. Feelings are a really big deal. It's like one of the most challenging things that I see is I work with a lot of leaders. I work with a lot of incredible people doing incredible things, from Hollywood actors to Olympic athletes to top tech executives. And what I see across the board is that people had such a focus to develop themselves from an IQ level, and most people didn't understand to also be developing themselves from an EQ level, really getting into the mental intelligence and the emotional intelligence. And so you get so high in your career and you're wondering, why is everything still challenging at home? Why am I still feeling lonely? Why am I in the middle of this important meeting and I still have a part of my heart checking my phone to see if my partner texted me? Because we had this little fight last night, right? Like, there's still a part that's drawn to this, why can't it just be easier? Why can't I just show up more? And this is where I think it's like really tuning into, okay, I'm with myself, I'm with my emotions, and now I've taken the time to learn how to communicate those emotions. Huge, huge. In a way that the other person, this is important, in a way the other person can receive.
It's huge. It's landing. I can feel the energy. Yeah.
Because if you just say the thing, a lot of people are like, I'm just going to speak my truth. I'm like, if you speak only your truth and you don't have compassion and you don't have the tools for them to receive it, then they're just going to react instead of respond to you. They're going to react probably from their trauma of like, whoa, that's too much, or I'm going to fight you, or whatever it's going to be, instead of like receiving it and knowing how to respond from a place of truth and compassion for themselves. How can we stand in our authenticity and feel safe and free to be loved just as we are? It's huge. It's huge.
And how to create, like you were talking about, some, let's say, conflicts.
Yeah.
So how to tell the truth in the authentic way, with the love and compassion, and how we can navigate in the situations when the conflicts comes, because they will come even though we are aware, etc., but still we don't know the traumas, wounds, and some triggers will come in some situations. So how in this situation we can continue to stay in love and bring this compassion when we are sharing our truths.
I love it. I love it. Ah, so it's such a big subject, right? We could do a whole weekend workshop on this.
I love it.
We could do a whole.
I mean, I signed up already.
I work with my private clients on this stuff for like 3 or 4 months, right? This is really big. And I'll give you some tips.
Give me some tips.
Okay.
This is what I want.
Okay, great. So, first of all of chapter 5 in my book is about conflict. And here's some stuff that's not in there. Okay, so this is just for us, right? Here we go.
Okay, I will get some juicy stuff now.
Hey, here we go. All right, so some other things that you need to know that maybe I wasn't so clear about on my journey in the beginning was, it's not about you. It's not about you. Most people take conflict way too seriously. If my partner comes to me with a big emotion, a big feeling, there's like this charge between us, most of the time my reaction is to like, it's about me. I'm gonna like, or I'm gonna fight, or I'm gonna run, right? Or I'm gonna try to fix things really fast. It's not about me though. Learning the art of not taking it personally when it comes to conflict is one of the best things you will ever do for yourself. So that's one. 2 is, before you even go to your partner, don't just dump on them. That's not compassionate. Invite them in. You have to invite them in. Hey, are you available to check in? Are you available for this conversation? When we feel like we're invited in, that's when our hearts can open and we can decide, we can consent to, do I want to do this right now? Am I available? Am I in business mode right now? Am I trying to finish cooking dinner for everyone? What's going on with me? And maybe I need, hey, now isn't a good time. I can check with my own personal boundaries. Boundaries, wow. Most people don't know what to do with boundaries. Wow. So I can check it with myself. I got the invitation. I'm like, okay, am I available? Oh, I'm not available. And I can say that in a nice way. Hey, I'm not available right now. Can we do it at 7? Cool. Awesome. Everybody can just breathe and relax. It's going to happen. You matter. I see you. And then we come in. So what we have now, we've got this invitation that just happened. We know we're not going to take it personally. I love this. When we sit down to talk with my husband, I imagine this bubble coming over me of like, this is not about me. I'm not going to take whatever he just is about to share personally. It's like, that's yours, and I get to witness you. Here's number 3. Witness your partner. Your partner is just a little kid in a big body. When we are going into conflict, we're just little kids in big bodies, and our brain is tricking us, right? What our eyes are seeing are tricking us. We're thinking that, oh, you are such a powerful, successful woman. Of course you're going to be the powerful, successful woman when we're talking about something that's triggering for you, right? Not at all. You're reverting back into your 3-year-old self. And my job is to just witness and love you. Like a 3-year-old who fell down and isn't getting what they want, or scraped their knee. It's like, how can I just witness and love you from that place? And if I'm not taking it personally, and I'm just like, oh, babe, that sounds so hard. Tell me about what's going on for you. I want to just see you. I want to feel you. I want to love you in your human experience. Most conflicts are gone in a moment. And maybe you say, maybe your tantrum is a hard thing for me. I can ask, can I have a turn having my tantrum too once you're back into your powerful adult self, right? And I get my turn. And that's where the magic comes in, because then you feel seen, heard, and loved. And you're not taking anything personal anymore. You put your bubble on, now it's my turn. Right? And this is the things we didn't get as kids. Most of us. And definitely not 100% of the time. And I believe our parents and caregivers were doing the best they could with the tools they had. And this is our chance to be different. For me to give you the love and the medicine that you need now, when you need it. And then, when it's my turn, you get to give that to me.
I can tell you, even sitting here when you were sharing and giving this invitation and expressing the love and talking to me, I could feel so much relaxation in my body. Like really, I felt this love, I felt this attention. And it's like, oh wow, she loves me. Like, even though you're not my partner, but I could feel this love and I could feel how it impacted my body. Yeah. And like, I don't want to have a conflict. For what? I want to have easy life. I want to enjoy the life. Let's create and enjoy it together. Why should we have this?
Fun.
Let's come back to the fun. I just feel it. It feels so good, and it's like, yeah.
Even just talking about it, right?
What I realized, like, most of the people, what they're doing, okay, we need to talk with you, like, you know, and it already create this defensive mode. Yeah. Oh my God, what she will tell to me? Oh my God, what he will tell to me?
What did I do wrong?
Yes. So you already preparing yourself in this to be in this defensive mode. But when you were talking about this invitation, it feels like, oh my God, it will be something interesting. Let's explore over there. It's completely different energy when you give this invitation to the person.
And two other things I did, so that you just know what was happening inside. I gave you my full presence. Right? I looked you in the eyes. I turned my body towards you. I'm like here listening and being with you in the tenderness, in the vulnerability. And that's a huge piece. And then my intention is to witness and validate that it's okay for you to be human. I don't have to agree with what you went through. I don't have to agree that this is like what you're saying is right or that it's my truth. I don't have to. And I don't have to problem solve. And now, as a person who I love being my masculine. I get so much stuff done. I love it. I am a really good problem solver, and I work with some of the best problem solvers in the world. So here's what I want to say. If you are a problem solver, yay, I love it. So here's how you're going to solve problems when conflicts arise with your partner. The solution to the problem is to witness, to hold your presence and just witness them. That is the solution to the problem that is happening now. It's not whatever you think the situation is and how to solve that. That's not what's going on. Remember, it's the little kid that's showing up. It's the little kid that showed up. And the problem the little kid is having is they just want to be seen, heard, and loved. You can get to the logistics of whatever the problem was later on. Right now, you're going to use your amazing problem-solving skills by just giving full presence and witnessing where they are, helping them to feel seen, heard, and loved. And then later on you can ask, is there anything you need? And if they need some help problem-solving the thing that brought up the situation, great. Go into that later on. After you saw that response, right? Like after you're like, yes.
Yes. Just tell me what should I do? I'm ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it creates this connection. Yeah. It creates the connection. Instead of going like this, I feel that my body, okay, what do you want to tell me? Let's co-create. Yes. I feel this like, you know, like a magnet in between, because you create this safe space for me to be myself. And I feel your presence, I feel your love. And I think this is what most of the people need. They need someone to hold the space, just witness it, be present, and create this safe space for people to be ourselves. Because like, we don't have such a possibility in our daily life.
We don't.
We don't.
It wasn't modeled for us, we don't get it. Most of as much as our partners desire, if you're in partnership, most of our partners desire to give that to you, but we don't know how. Right? And it can be so triggering if we take it personally. Then it just creates more of that disconnect. But I watched you from, like, everybody watching, go back and watch what happened to her body, right? You went from, like, I am giving an interview to...
Yeah. This is what I was telling you. Like, oh my God, just continue. Yeah. I'm ready to listen, like, you know.
Right? Yes. And I watched these,
I was melting.
Powerful, like, humans. And like I watched them go from like, I can command an entire boardroom, I can run an entire organization, you know, to like, oh my gosh, like I didn't know how much I needed to feel that safety.
Yeah.
I didn't know how much I needed to just tell you what I've been holding on my heart quietly for so long, and what I feel some shame about, what I feel some not good enough about. These things that I'm not allowed to admit to anyone else, and it's hard for me to admit to myself.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing. And what I feel, if our listeners will just start to use these tools, these tips that you shared, they will change their relationship. Like really, they will change their relationship. They're so simple, but at the same time they can create so much in the relationship. Like really, I feel like even being here listening to what you were sharing, like I can feel some changes in my brain, in my, like I feel so relaxed now. And I want really to take these tools into my life and really to use it.
Yeah.
Because I feel that it will heal my relationship. It will bring more consciousness, and I can really create. I can really create and co-create together with another person and bring a new game into my life, the game that I'm creating, the game that we are co-creating together, and it will be completely another game, not the same game as other people are playing, but at the same time, like it doesn't matter what other people are doing. This is the game that we want to play.
Yeah.
And we are together to play this game, and this is the most important. And before we finish, I would like you to share like one message, what you would like to say to our listeners. Yeah, what will be your last message to our listeners? Like some wisdom that comes through you now, from the divine feminine, divine masculine, Buddha nature. I want you to connect to your Buddha nature and share what you would like to say.
What's really coming through right now is that the things I shared today may sound like it's about romantic love only, and it's not. This is love, and love is all around us all the time. It doesn't matter if we're playing with our children. It doesn't matter if we're leading an important meeting. It doesn't matter if we're alone with ourselves on a walk. This is love. And we can give love to our children, our parents, our friends, our colleagues, and our beloved in this way by giving our full presence and deciding it's not about me. I can just witness and love you where you are and watch as these walls crumble and hearts open, and that's the juicy space where we can co-create from. That's what we want. That's what our hearts yearn for. Whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you do, whatever you're passionate about, it's this. It's coming back to love, and this is where true leadership, true connection, true creation comes from.
I feel that I will cry. Oh my God, I'm so grateful from the bottom of my heart for your passion, like the way how you share your wisdom, the passion that comes from inside this authentic expression, this love, this feminine energy. Like it's so beautiful to witness it, and like I feel blessed to sit here and to experience and to embody this wisdom that came through you right now. Thank you.